YouTube, welcome back to the channel. We are back in action here. Thank you for tuning in on today's video. Check out the new rig. I know it's been a minute since I last posted. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know that once winter hits, the videos really like to start tapering off. But we are in the later part of February now, which means the warm weather is coming, and that means we're going to be more motivated to get out here and get some work done. We have kind of been in a stalemate for a little while now because of Project Misfit, which threw me in for a loop, and then also our race truck engine, which if you look right there, that is the race truck engine. So we're going to be going over everything as far as that goes in today's video as well. So let's kick the video off. Let's get started. We're going to start with Project Misfit. Let's do it. So there it was. That was Project Misfit, the 03 extended cab, short bed, mismatched colored bed. That thing really threw me for a loop. We had a 4x4 issue, which ended up just being the two relays under the hood. And then we also had a throttle pedal issue, which ended up being the throttle pedal. And so we got a throttle pedal, but that one was bad out of the box. So, man, I'll tell you guys what. It was awful. It threw me for a really, really long loop there. But I was busting my butt trying to get it figured out. But yeah, that truck is officially for sale, ready to go. I'm asking $7,500 for anybody that's interested in the channel. You can go back and watch the playlist for Project Misfit. I'm pretty open to offers. I've got quite a bit of money into it. Unfortunately, this project, we're not going to be making much, if any. Yeah, we're not making any money. Yeah, no. So, anyway, really good deal. Yes, it's got some cab corner. The cab corners are missing. I've got patch ones for it. The bed is rust-free. It's got rims and tires on it, 20x12s. It's studded, deleted, all that other fun crap. I resealed it top to bottom, everything like that. So, new front cover. It's got a new front cover. But let's jump into the dually right here. I'm going to tell you guys the story of how I picked this thing up and what our plans are with it in the foreseeable future. So let's do it. So this truck is a 2004 Powerstroke, 6-liter, of course. It is dual rear wheel. It's got a Dana 80 in the rear, and you can see it is a long bed. It's got a gooseneck ball, which you can't really see. It's under there, I promise. It is a XLT package, but it is two-wheel drive, which is why it sits so freaking low. It is every bit of two-wheel drive. This is kind of nice. I'm going to figure out what this code is. So it's got a cloth interior, as you can see. Extended cab. Yep, we're adding another extended cab to the family. No big deal. Pretty nice interior, though. It needs some cleaning, but that's about it. Nice interior. I can dig it. Pretty much all stock. Oh, I know you guys already saw this, but I'm going to show you again. Right here. Here it comes. Boom! So this baby's only got like 120,000 miles on it. Not even. Barely broke in. Power windows, power locks. Dana 80 rear. It's got the twin I-beams up front, but if you look right here, this is a 410 Dana 60 out of a 2005 and up truck. So we're going to be swapping. Yeah, we're going to be turning this truck into four-wheel drive. It'll be manual shift on the floor. We've got our axle right there that's going to be going underneath it. I'm going to be going through the whole process of doing it and making everything function and work the way it's supposed to. We're going to try and keep the front end of this thing as low as possible. So we're going to be playing with some of the coil spring options that are available. But we will have really nice coil spring front end up front, because a two-wheel drive dually, unless you live in Florida, and even in Florida, it'll get stuck on wet grass. So this is Project Dually. So in the foreseeable month, this is going to be our project. We're going to be trying to get the axle underneath this truck. We need to still get a transfer case, which I'm going to go over those details. Drive shafts, are going to have to be changed here. What we're going to have to do to actually get that axle underneath there, and all of that. I'm going to go over everything. That's going to be kind of our project for the next month, which means that we aren't going to be working on the race truck engine. But let's go over the race truck engine and kind of where we're at and what our plans are moving forward, so that hopefully we can have it up and running come this summer. That'd be the goal. So let's do it. So a few weeks back, we went down to CNC Fabrication and talked to Chris down there and picked up our engine. So they went ahead and overboard it. 20 over, they aligned home the mains because we have main studs. That's why you have to do that. The align honing, there's so much, when you torque these down, it can make the bores go out of round because there's so much clamp force here and pull because the stud goes down into here. So, yeah. Really important to get this align honed. And like I said, 20 over 4. If you look back here, these little soft plugs, made sure that those aren't going to be able to come out. New cam bearings. They magnaflux the block, made sure there was no cracks or anything like that. Pretty happy with the machine work on the block, guys. They actually, it looks like it's pretty much clean. I mean, we're going to still do a bunch of cleaning on this thing. But for the most part, it is pretty much ready to go, ready to be cleaned. Let's jump over here. We've got our, okay, so a few videos back when I actually went over all the parts, we had a stage 2 RCD cam. This is actually a Kill Devil Diesel stage 3 cam. Kind of, yeah, I changed my mind. We're going with a stage 3. I can kind of show you guys this here. Ugh. So we got our gear pressed onto it, and we also went ahead and got it welded as well. So that's pretty nice. The reason you weld these, helical cut gear, this can technically walk off of here, the way the gears are cut. So that's why you do it. Just kind of peace of mind. Even though it really doesn't have anywhere to go, you know, because you have your crank adapter that would be here. But just for safety reasons, you know, and you've got the pin here. You could shear the pin if it tried to twist, but I don't know. We just did it for peace of mind. Now, let's come over here. This is the money shot right here. So, we've got all of our pistons. We've got all of our rods. We've got piston number 1 here assembled. I was just kind of playing around with it. Decided to throw it together. So they did balance the bottom end. So crank, pistons, rods, that's all been balanced. And so they've got these numbered 1 through 8, piston and rod. And then we've got our rings here as well. Like I said, we just kind of put this one together here. So they got it marked here for 1, and then they've got it marked here, right there, for 1. So now the only thing you guys aren't seeing here is our crank. So I'm going to kind of go into that and explain why we don't have the crank here. So we went ahead. We've got our fancy little dial bore gauge. We've got our micrometers. We were miking everything out. We had the crank here, miking everything out, and I noticed a couple of spots on the crank that looked kind of funky. Mainly there's a little bit of pitting in one of the rod journals specifically. And I ended up calling Chris saying, hey, you know, did you see this? And he said, you know, it's not terrible. And at the end of the day, what I decided to do is we're going to have the crank ground down 10,000ths. So the crank is down back with CNC Fabrication and Chris, OH Motorsports, Brian Engine Rebuilding, all those guys down there. They've got the crank. They're going to grind down the crank 10,000ths, and we're going to get oversized bearings. We are going to be running the H series bearings as well. So those are like the race from Mal, Clevite, Mall. Anyway. So yeah, we're going to have the crank ground down 10,000ths. He said it shouldn't really affect the overall balance because you're going to be adding a lot of that weight back with the bearing, the oversized bearing. So nothing to worry about there, but we just wanted to clean it up a little bit more because we're going to be pushing this thing. 1,000 horsepower, nitrous, I mean, anything and everything we can throw at it, and we don't want to have to go back into the bottom end of this thing. So once we get the crank back, which is going to be a couple of weeks, then we can start assembly, actual assembly. We're going to have to gap our rings. I started measuring those, and I think we're going to want to open up our rings a little bit more because we're going to be running nitrous and a lot of boost and everything like that. So that is going to wrap up today's video. Just a lot of talking, quick update, so that when we start getting back into our normal routine, it's going to be just slamming out videos, doing a lot of fun stuff, and having a good time. So thank you guys for tuning in on today's video. Let me say this real quick too, being that this is the end of the video. If you stayed this long, I appreciate your guys' support. We've gotten a ton of up pipe orders, t-shirt orders, hats, stickers, all of that. And it has gone a long way, you know, in order to be able to do the race truck stuff. You know, those pistons, those rods, the machine work, none of that stuff was cheap. And because of the website and my loyal customers, you know, going in there and buying stuff, that's how we were able to afford this. And so I really appreciate everybody. And we're going to start getting some content out there. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really, really excited. So this is going to be the new project. This will be what we're going to be doing for the next month. Thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.